Hey, are you here? Welcome. It's the Paul Leslie Hour. Today with a commentary where we discover the top 5 versions of Jimmy Buffett's songs recorded by other artists. Yep, Buffett covers done by great recording artists. Paul, are you ready to commentate?
Hey, it's me. This has been sitting in a notebook for some time now, and I think it's time that it gets out there. Okay, are you ready? I'm writing this on April 11, 2024. Jimmy's band, the Coral Reefer Band, and many big-name artists, from Paul McCartney to Jackson Browne, Eagles, and Snoop Dogg, will be paying tribute to the late Jimmy Buffett. Many of his songs will be performed, and I'm sure it will be a lasting memory for everyone in the audience at the Hollywood Bowl. Michael Utley, the musician Jimmy collaborated with the most, both on records and in live performance, told me, "Jimmy will be smiling on us." It won't be forgotten by the performers either. Unlike songwriters like Burt Bacharach, Jimmy's songs are famous for his own versions. Nobody can do those tunes like him. He was one of those singers who conveyed so much personality and even mystique in his songs. Nonetheless, many great singers have done Buffett's songs justice. I'm going to explore 5 of the best interpretations of Jimmy Buffett songs. All of these are other artists covering songs Jimmy wrote and co-wrote. Let's begin. Number 1, He Went to Paris, Waylon Jennings. At the top of my list is the Waylon Jennings cover of He Went to Paris from his 1980 album, Music Man. First of all, Waylon could do no wrong, and the whole album is great. It includes a few tunes Waylon wrote and lots of outside songs, including the Steely Dan song, Do It Again. On He Went to Paris, he let the lyrics speak for themselves. It's a straightforward version. Waylon could make any song his own, and he was very good at selecting material. Jimmy once tipped his hat to the Texas songwriters in his song, Migration. To have one of the best Texas troubadours do this song must have felt great. He Went to Paris is such a great song to begin with. If you think so, you're in good company. Bob Dylan mentioned He Went to Paris to interviewer Bill Flanagan as one of his favorites. Number 2, Railroad Lady, Todd Snider. I consider Railroad Lady one of Jimmy Buffett's most underrated songs. If you want to get some background on this song, including hearing a clip of Jerry Jeff Walker telling me about the tune, look up my commentary entitled 4 Underrated Jimmy Buffett Songs of the 1970s. You can watch it for free. Railroad Lady was the first song of Jimmy Buffett's recorded by another singer. At one point in his career, he was actively pitching his songs for other artists to record, something he gave up entirely. Lefty Frizzell was the first, and he even cut it before Jimmy Buffett recorded it himself. The song was lucky for Jimmy. Co-writer Jerry Jeff Walker recorded a studio and live version. Willie Nelson put it on his 1977 album, To Lefty from Willie. Merle Haggard even recorded it. Great version too, and for a long time it remained my favorite. Then, in 2012, Todd Snider recorded it for his salute to Jerry Jeff Walker, Time as We Know It. His version is personal, sparse, and almost innocent. It's honest storytelling. He just got it. The song must have been especially significant to Todd Snider, given his history with both Jerry Jeff Walker and Jimmy Buffett. The same year, Todd recorded his version of West Nashville Grand Ballroom Gown. I recall being backstage at the Georgia Theater. Todd was talking about Jimmy Buffett and had this to say.
I love the guy, actually. Love him. One of the funniest people on earth. If you're out there and you wonder if he's sitting on the beach right now, really, he is. I mean, that I know of him, he's always trying to get to the water. And I met him through Keith Sykes, who was in his band. When I met him, he's just a really incredibly gracious person to me. And I'm not exactly remember the question totally, but I do know that I met him through Keith Sykes, and that his family and his extended family, which I think the dad of his family is probably Jerry Jeff Walker, and then him and, Pine and Billy Joe Shaver and Christopherson and Mac McAnally, and there's a whole generation of songwriters, Guy Clark. All those guys sort of fall in his family. And I'd say on a serious note that little group of people has just really been great to me and nice to me. And they're really good to the people that are younger than them that seem, I don't know what it is that makes them be nice to people younger than them, but when they are, it's what do you say, undescribably nice or whatever. And him as much or more than anyone has been kind and showing me tricks and shit like that. He showed me a few tricks. He even showed me one trick. He said not to tell nobody. I don't know. I think that's nice. So
I sure hope Todd is doing well. I'd love to see him again. Maybe he'll get in touch. Number 3, If the Phone Doesn't Ring, It's Me, Crystal Gayle. Jimmy Buffett didn't always fit into categories. Usually he was one. He still is. But If the Phone Doesn't Ring, It's Me is definitely a country song. Jimmy wrote this with lyricist Will Jennings, with Michael Utley providing the plaintive melody. I wonder how Crystal Gayle came to hear this one, but she really nailed it, especially her delivery of, "It's too bad we can't turn and live in the past." The song actually charted for Crystal Gayle. She's such a phenomenal singer. Side note, check out her new release with the Glenn Miller Orchestra. She sings Sentimental Journey. Wow. How many of you all have heard the Crystal Gayle version of If the Phone Doesn't Ring, It's Me? Number 4, La Vie Dansante, Aaron Neville. If Jimmy Buffett had a universal song, it's La Vie Dansante. It was recorded by Aaron Neville on his Warm Your Heart album. I believe this spread the song to more people around the world than Jimmy's version. I've heard from people in West Africa who know the song. The lyrics talk about playing the part with feeling. Aaron sang Jimmy's song with feeling, that's for sure. It's been done in reggae and other styles. Singers from France to Hawaii have done it, but the Aaron Neville version undoubtedly did Jimmy proud. The Warm Your Heart album is among one of Aaron's best. Usually when Aaron Neville records something, it becomes the definitive version. From Bob Dylan to The Main Ingredient, Aaron masterfully sings songs. He's the man. And now we come to the last one on the list. Number 5, Wonder Why We Ever Go Home, Nadira Shakur. Nadira Shakur, who sang in Jimmy Buffett's Coral Reefer Band for almost 30 years, did a whole album of mostly Buffett covers, aptly entitled Nod to the Storyteller. I think she did the best Buffett interpretation ever. Maybe I'm biased, because I think it was Jimmy's greatest song of the 1970s. Nadira's album, Nod to the Storyteller, was released in 2008 on Jimmy's Mailboat Records. She did a transcendent version of Wonder Why We Ever Go Home, and it very much affects me to this day. There's just a touch of sorrow in Nadira's delivery. I'm reminded of the Neil Diamond lyric, "Funny thing, but you can sing it with a cry in your voice." It's something I've noticed for a long time. A great song is one that makes you recall other great songs like it. It's a worldwide symphony. And now, honorable mentions. This first one, Oysters and Pearls, is brand new, and I don't know if it technically qualifies as a cover, given that Mac McAnally is one of the co-writers. It's got one of the more spiritual lyrics from Jimmy's songs. There's something more than DNA that tells us who we are. The music and playing on this new single from Mac McAnally is phenomenal. It starts teasing a pirate looks at 40. It very much moved me, so I'm listing it here. I'd also like to list Kenny Chesney's recording of Come Monday, and Alan Jackson's version of Margaritaville from his excellent Under the Influence album. Jimmy even lended a little help on vocals, something that would happen again later to even greater success. In conclusion, Jimmy Buffett songs have been recorded in French, German, and Spanish, and hopefully they will continue to find their way into the hearts of other singers. It's my sincere wish that the Jimmy Buffett songbook endures. The songs are fantastic, and now that he has passed on, I hope and encourage singers and bands to look at his incredible catalog. Maybe Jack Jones will cover Honeydew, or George Strait will put his stellar vocals on Livingston's Gone to Texas. Who knows? Only time will tell. And if you're not a singer, look up these versions of Buffett songs. Tune out anything that might distract you, and truly enjoy the great words and music and the performances. It's the best way to love the now. Like the Grateful Dead after the passing of Jerry Garcia, or Little Feat after the passing of Lowell George. It's by no means the end. It is the beginning of a different era. The music keeps playing.